Hello everyone, it's Deb Floros for Jesse James Beads. The Magical Mystery Bead Box for March 2026 is Palm Springs. I love Palm Springs. This has so many whimsical, fun things included. I absolutely love this box. These strands are so fun, so colorful, very, very Palm Springs for sure. So you've got lots to choose from and lots of metal. There is a clasp set, a couple chains and 2 bead mixes and some extra charms and pendants. Now, I love this enamel chain. I'd like to make a charm and beaded necklace, and I've done these before. I love making these. This enamel chain is perfect for this kind of necklace. I'm also going to make it with one of those clasps that you can actually remove the necklace and use for something else. I love it. It's very, very popular. I love this strand, and I also love the pendant mix. There's so many cool things, and this bead mix. Oh my goodness, the colors. I've got some 19 strand beading wire, and what I'm going to do is attach my beading wire to one end of that enameled chain. I'm going to use a crimp tube and a piece of French wire, which I love to use for extra finishing. I'm using just a little bit there at the end, and I'm going to go around the side of that chain link that does not have the split on it. So I'm going to put on my crimp tube, the French wire, holding the wire apart. I'm going to crimp, a little hard to see there, but I'm going to crimp on the back channel or the back notch of the tool, and then on the front notch, and get a nice secure crimp. Then I'll trim off the shorter wire, and then we're just going to start putting this piece together. Now, I kind of decided I wanted a pattern of colors, and I chose yellow and white and green and pink. Now, I took the double strand Betty for the kind of the main beads. I've got some 11-0 Toho seed beads, and then I've got that bead mix that also has greens and yellows and whites and pinks. And I'm just going to do a really fun combination of beads. Now, I want the boho beads to be part of this. So I'm going to put on one of the boho beads here on this side, and I'm going to use some of the floral bead caps on either side of it. So then I'm using 2 seed beads in between most beads. I am doing some trios of beads at certain points, and when I'm doing trios, I'm just putting 1 bead in between each, doing that really primarily for the smaller beads. So I'm doing a pattern of yellow, white, green, pink. And that is kind of the pattern, although it varies just a little bit because the beads aren't all exactly created equal in size, in shape, in tone of each color. So it's just all about like putting the beads together and keeping kind of with that general pattern. And again, 2 seed beads in between. Those kind of clear seed beads with a lining look really nice in between these beads, kind of set them out, gives the whole piece some dimension. So I am sort of being thoughtful to breaking up the sizes, breaking up the shapes. I want to include those hearts, the square, and there's even a pearl bead that's really super cool. So I'm doing a pattern of that on one side and then putting on my bead stopper, and then I'm counting out 13 links on this chain, and then I'm going to open up that link and take off everything else that's left there. And you could choose fewer links if you'd like. You could use all of the chain if you'd like. I like the fact that this chain does have open links, so you can use your chain nose pliers and open and close those links. I'm going to do the same thing on this side with my French wire and the crimp tube. I'm just going to crimp directly onto the other side of that chain. And the first bead I'm going to start with is this amazing floral boho bead. Now it's got a very large hole. So what I decided to do was put on 2 of those daisy spacers or sheriff star spacers. And then I put on the large boho bead and then 2 of those stars on the other side. Now, to create some stability, what I like to do in this situation is add some seed beads. So before I did put the stars on, I actually dropped in 11O seed beads, so the same seed beads all the way for the length of that bead. So it just provided a little bit of stability for that bead. Then the stars, then 2 seed beads. And then I did a different pattern of beads, but the same color pattern. So that whole white, green, yellow, pink, white, green, yellow, pink. And I thought, I'm just going to go for it here. I'm going to put that other boho bead on that side as well. So you have 2 of those pink boho beads and they're just so precious and pretty. So I just thought, you know what? This is a fun, whimsical piece, just lots of joy and happiness, color, and just lots of fun. So I added that other one in. Certainly this is the perfect kind of necklace for you to customize yourself. You can put the beads on in whatever order you'd like. You can do them symmetrically or asymmetrically like I did. You can add in different colors. You could even use different things for your charms on that enameled chain, which we're going to do in just a minute. So I've got all of my beads on almost, and I'm just checking to make sure that the length is right, and it is. There we go. So I've got my piece of chain at the bottom. So with my bead stoppers in place, I'm now finding the center point of my chain. Now it's important to do an odd number of links in this case, but you could certainly do even if you have a different design plan in mind. This is just where you can attach pendants and charms and beads and get sort of that fun and whimsical vibe that is so popular right now. So I've got the cactus charms. I've got 3 of them. They're special to me because I live in the desert, much like the Palm Springs area. And I picked out some matching beads. So I'm using some large jump rings because those links are pretty big of the chain. So I'm using some pretty large jump rings and I'm attaching the charms onto the chain. And I almost always will do more than 1 jump ring when possible, when it doesn't compromise the movement. I like the way that it looks. It gives it some extra stability and also looks a little bit more finished, in my opinion. So I've got 2 jump rings there on the first one. And what I'm doing then from there is I'm skipping a link. And I really want to focus on making sure that my chain is all lying the way that it's going to when that necklace is around your neck. So those charms and the beads are attached to the right part of your chain link so that it hangs right. So those charms and those beads all hang in the same direction. So I like to leave it laid out and I will recorrect it and move it multiple times to make sure that I'm getting those beads in the right spot, hanging on the right part of my chain links. So now I've got these beads, and what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put them on head pins and I'm going to wire wrap directly to those chain links. Now, if you're not comfortable in wire wrapping directly to the links, you can make a wire wrap loop and then you can attach your wire wrap loop, your wire wrap bead, the loop to the chain link, just as if it were a charm. So totally up to you if you want to do that or wrap directly to your chain link. And I am skipping again a link. And this is also another design choice. You could add a charm or a bead to each one of the links, and you could vary some of the sizing and that sort of thing. And there are other charms and other fun things that you can use from this box to use in this section of your necklace. Heck, you could do more chain and even add more beads and more charms and make this even more fun and whimsical. But it's up to you. The options are endless. I love these green pearls. They are so, so pretty. So I had to add one of those in my focal. It is on the necklace, but it was on the necklace, I should say, but I ended up taking it off because the necklace was just a little bit too long. You'll see me make that choice in just a bit. So I'm wrapping, and getting that onto the necklace and tidying up the wire on my beads. So there I'm checking to make sure everything is lying correctly. That bead is too big for my head pin. So I'm going to take some of those daisy spacers, sheriff star spacers, and I'm going to put one on either side of the bead, and that will keep it from coming off of your head pin. Little trick, if you've never used that little trick before, maybe that will help you in another bind at some point. And it makes that bead look really cute and whimsical as well. So creating my loop and attaching directly to that chain and then wrapping. Here's my pink bead. I love these pink beads. They're so pretty. Opening that one up and attaching that, skipping over a link, of course, and then attaching to the next link. And I'm using my chain nose pliers once I attach to the link to hold on to the loop as I wrap. Just helps to kind of get those wraps right. Then I've got two more spaces where I think we could use some charms. So I'm looking at the finished product here at the base, and we've got our loops where we've attached our necklace. I think that's the perfect spot for two more charms or beads, and I'm going to use beads. That bright kind of apple green teardrop bead is perfect to add to one side. Again, you've got so many options of beads, even beads that we didn't use, another bead mix and other bead strands. You've just got lots of possibilities. So I am wrapping directly again to that little French wire section. And that's perfectly fine. It's going to be perfectly stable there. But you could also attach, with a jump ring if you're more comfortable. And there's that kind of table cut glass bead that's going to go on the other side. And now, oh my gosh, I love how those charms look. So cute. All right, so this is a little bit too long. And you could even go shorter than I did. But I really wanted this to be sort of a not too long, not too short necklace, kind of middle of the road. So I'm taking off some beads, and then because the beads are all different on the other side, it's a little bit hard to get it exactly right, but you should be able to get pretty close. So I'm taking off a section of the beads on the other side, and I am ending on a bead and not a seed bead. Now we're going to put the necklace onto this clasp, but the way we're going to do that is just create a couple of loops, and that makes that clasp interchangeable with other clasps. There's a couple of other ones in the box. So I'm doing the same thing I did to attach the chain. I'm going to use a crimp and some French wire, but all I'm going to do is create a loop. So I'm going to just go back down through the crimp tube and through that first bead. And then something that helps to make sure you don't have a lot of slack in the necklace is grabbing a beading awl and putting it through your loop and then just pulling up on the awl and down on the beading wire, and then it will pull down to the crimp tube, and then all you need to do is crimp. And I do the same thing on the other side, just creating the same size loop, and then doing my crimping there as well, making sure I've got nice solid crimps so that this piece will stay together. And then to actually get this piece onto your closure, I'm using some large jump rings again. So I'm putting the jump rings through the French wire loops and closing those up. You need a fairly large loop there to get onto that thick clasp. So there we go. We've got this really fun piece. I really love how this came out. Fun, whimsical, joyful. Check out the March 2026 Magical Mystery Bead Box at jessiejamesbeads.com. This is so much fun. I hope you'll enjoy making one yourself. Thanks so much for watching.